Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Creating Lasting Change. I am excited today to be talking with Kim De Silva, and we're going to be talking about what to do when your significant other doesn't support your business. And I'm sure we've all hit that at one point or another. And it doesn't just have to be a significant other. It could be your family, it could be your friends, it could be people within your close circle, and really what to do about it. So, welcome, Kim. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you.
And please introduce yourself, share a little bit about yourself, and let's dive into this juicy topic.
Sure. I am Kim, and thank you very much, Tricia, for having me. So I say I'm a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur. I'm also a teacher, but what I do is that I help you bring the love, romance, and support back to your relationship like it was in the beginning. And one of the things that comes up a lot in this area is starting your own business, running your own business, and lack of support from your partner. And so I just said to Trisha, I know we operate in a very entrepreneurial field. So it's a conversation that we've had multiple times with different people and probably have experienced it ourselves as well. So exactly. So it's not a strange one at all to tackle, you know.
No, no. I
Right.
mean, years ago when I was doing, business, my husband's
Mhm.
like, yeah, okay, whatever. But something I would love for you to tackle and talk about
Mhm.
is being as transparent as possible. A lot of it was the stories I made up about it in my brain and not having those open conversations with my husband. And when I did, the end result was I remember his words. I just want you to know that all of this was created in your own head. And I'm like, and it really opened my eyes about communication and delving deeper and
Right.
really being open. So I would love for you to talk about this. And there are definitely some women out there whose husbands, wives, family do not support them. There's definitely that as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I think I'm gonna kind of go a little bit deep right off the bat. I usually say this piece for a little further in, but um, when we're talking about what that support looks like and why you're not feeling it, I want you to ask yourself, are you talking about the word support or are you actually talking about the word validation?
Mm.
And is it that you are waiting for somebody else to validate you and your business? And if you can honestly answer that question, and then if you find that your answer is, I'm actually looking for that validation from somebody else, then this is an entirely different conversation that you need to be having about you and your business, and stop complaining that your partner doesn't support your business if it's actually validation that you're seeking. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes, I got to say, wow, wow, wow. And I will take that one step further because in the beginning, yeah, I think I was looking for validation. This is going back to 2009, 2010. And if we go into that deeper, that's really a you issue with worthiness and safety. And
Correct.
again, yes, those are things I had to work through.
Yeah, yeah. And for me, it was definitely where I started out, and I didn't even realize that that was what I was asking for. And you hit a really good word there, safety,
Mhm.
right? Because I do say my husband is, I can compare him to my safety net, all right? And then so my safety net for something that was really scary, starting a business and having an online presence and absolutely horrifying. I wanted to feel safe, but the person who was supposed to be my safety net wasn't providing that. So it was like, I wasn't sure I could do this. And I felt like I had no safety net.
Mm.
And then I turned that into, I have no support and he doesn't understand what I'm trying to do.
Yes, that is powerful. That is such a huge distinction because people are saying one thing, but they're really feeling something else.
Completely different. Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, if we want to kind of bring it back a little bit too, we have this word support, and it's one of those catch-all words I find. It's a
Mhm.
word that means different things to different people. Sometimes we don't even know what we mean by it. We just say it. Now, in the coaching environment, we're always encouraged to ask, ask our clients to define things. What do you
Mhm.
mean by that? And support and even communication. Support is one that I love to ask people. What do you mean by support? What does support look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Because you have to be very clear. How can you say you're not supported if you don't even know what that support is supposed to look like? So you don't know if you have it or you don't have it. You just know you're missing something, but that something might not be actually be support.
Mhm. And I
Oh,
love that distinction because I think it's so important because we throw up words like safety, security, freedom, and they're
freedom.
just such ambiguous words. People are
Hmm.
using it in context of how they've heard it, but yet
Yes.
they don't actually delve into what it truly means and how they are identifying with it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then the thing is, once you know what it is that what you need or you think you need, then that's the basis of your conversations with your significant other around how they can help you, how they can provide that for you. Um, and then if we touch back on that note of validation, right? And as you know, as you said, that's a whole lot of you, that's a whole lot of your journey and your worthiness. And I also kind of want to point out that in terms of that sense of validation, I, I mean, and you know this, nobody else can validate you but you. And yes, I love when you see the posts on social media and then you get those women who come out and they're like, you don't need anybody's support. You don't need your partner's support. And if they're holding you back, just move on. And yeah. And I'm just here to say, listen, we're not being that flippant about it, right? And yes, for some of us, we want our partner's support. Is it a need? No. No, because if we are truly committed to our business and our vision, we will find a way to make it work. But then we are also committed to our partners, right? And the difference between when you feel like you're doing it on your own and when you feel like your partner has your back, it's incredible. So don't tell me you don't need it. You may not need it to build your business, but the extra boost you can get when you have it is
Mhm.
something worth looking into and at least opening that discussion. And if your business is going to be taking up a significant chunk of your time and your money, well, come on, let's get real, right? Let's not pretend you can just write off your partner's concerns
Mhm.
because their feelings are valid too. Yours are valid, so are theirs.
Yeah.
So let's move away from the sense of, I don't want to say entitlement, Tricia, but this idea that it's all about me and it's my time. And yes, but you're also part of something. Okay. And you can't just write it off because it doesn't fit into your narrative at this point in time. But
Mhm.
how are you going to work together?
Yeah. And I think people lose that. I think they forget that, or it's like, well, whatever, you don't support me, I'm done. When the reality is, what types of conversations have you even had?
Yes.
What have you done? And I get it. There is so much on social media where it's like just get a divorce, just move on, just it's the easiest thing to do. And it's like, okay, but have you actually had those conversations? And you know what? Here's something else. Support too. How does that look like? How were you? What did support look like as you were growing up? When we start to go back and look at that, those are old paradigms that are like locked into our brains of how it should look and feel. But what if we could change it to what we truly desire? And that's the
Mhm.
other thing. Like you said, I want to point that out again. Nobody understands that. What does it truly mean to them and how does it look? How does it feel?
Yep. Yep, exactly. And as you say that there too, you know, a couple of things clicked into place for me. I mean, growing up, my family was very, I can't believe I'm going to use the word normal, but it was traditional, straightforward, you go to school, you get it, you leave school, you go to college, you get a
Mhm,
job, you work till you retire.
mhm,
All the things that, fit you into the neat little boxes and provide the security and the stability, supposedly, and all of that. All right. And anything that was different was like, oh, no, 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 you don't need to do that. That doesn't make any sense. This is better. This is safer. All right. What's your fallback plan? Or you have those kinds of ideas. What's your fallback plan? You need a fallback plan. That's safe and regular. All right. So, so of course, fast forward now, it's a few decades.
Oh boy.
And I want to do something that seems as crazy as, not focus on a regular job and have my own business. And worse yet, have a business that requires my presence online and my face and my voice. What kind of nonsense am I talking about?
Mm,
Right? So in my brain already, my subconscious was already telling me I was crazy for trying this. I mean, as I said, I subconsciously, right? Because on all I was writing all of the journals and I was saying all the affirmations about how I could do this. But subconsciously, I honestly believed I was kind of crazy and half mad, and something was wrong with me for wanting to pursue this path. So then I go talk to my husband. And he takes a look at his cookie cutter wife, who is not just introverted, but also very, very shy, who doesn't handle criticism very well. And she's saying she wants to do this. He also knows that I'm not comfortable in my current job, right? So as far as he's concerned, she's having a little crisis there and she thinks she's going to come change our whole life and turn it upside down. And yeah, honey, you got to calm it down. It makes no sense. And now, of course, you could criticize him and say, well, he wasn't being supportive. At that time, I did think that. In retrospect, though, I saw what he was being. He was being his usual stable self. He was in his role as protector, even, because he recognized the things that I don't like that I was opening myself up to
mhm,
and wanted to kind of prevent me from going through those challenges and going through those difficulties. Also protecting our family because we have a family vision, a family plan, an idea for how we're moving forward. And this wasn't aligning with it. I was, ready to take some very large financial risks as well. That did not go with our goal. So when I look back now, I see that, he was I guess you could call it true north or whatever. I was the one who was trying to veer off path without a plan, without an idea, and without even full belief in myself. So how could I ask him to believe in my ideas and my dreams when I didn't believe in them? And this is where the validation perspective comes in again, right? Now, some might say, some people have actually a very beautiful story where they were the ones who didn't believe in their dream, and their partners were the ones who saw it and were able to support them. And that is beautiful. And if you're in that situation, you are blessed and enjoy it. But for many of us, it's not like that. And what we are asking our partners to do is to support us on a journey that we don't think we should be on. And they see that hesitation and they pick up on that and they're like, why am I going to force you to do something you don't want to do?
And I'm going to stop you right there because that needs to be said again, because our energy precedes us. So if
Yes.
you have hesitation, if you have issues about what you're doing and you don't believe you could do it, when you're going to talk to whomever, they're also going to get that vibe. They're also going to be like, there's something here that's off. You could be talking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, yay, 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 rah, rah, me.
That's correct.
But underneath it, what's coming across is your energy about the truth of it. Have you ever watched somebody online? You're like, I like your optimism, but I feel your energy around it. Like you can definitely feel that. So I really think that's an important point of it. And if you do have hesitation and if you do have, you know, disbelief, I think that's something to also come across and say, I am also having a hard time, but this is what I want to do.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Own it and ask for the support around it. Right. But yeah, putting up this brave front that they're seeing right through.
I mean, raise your hand if you did that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then we sit in a corner and we wallow that no one supports us, no one believes in us. No one is going to support us and believe in us until we do it for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that because we have to believe in ourselves for these businesses. Listen, starting your own business, running your own business, it's like such a personal growth
Oh.
journey. I don't even know what to call it. It's just like, I know like my coach and I talk about this all the time. And, one of the things that he truly believes is like, getting into a long-term committed relationship is a personal growth journey. Having kids is know, a personal growth journey as well. And starting your business. And, I would have said, can't be that hard. I did the long-term relationship. I've been with my husband for 25 years. We have kids. We figured it out. Come on, business. And I was like, oh, this is the thing. This is the thing that brings out every single insecurity. It was that. I don't understand how it is. I went through my life as a young adult, as a wife, as a mother, and I was able to kind of catch on, do what I have to do, figure it out, balance it all. And then I started this journey, and I'm not kidding you, Tricia, every little insecurity found things I didn't even know existed.
Oh, yeah. They bubble up when you least expect it. And it's like, next thing you know, you're in the playground from hell going, I don't know which way to go or which way to spin because you've got all these beliefs that are showing you what's going on behind the scenes. And, unfortunately, a lot of women will stop
Yeah,
because of that. And
yeah,
then you've got others who do move forward, who do succeed. And I think that's a huge testament to their courage because
yes.
we're all, business is definitely spotlighting all these lovely little things going on behind the scenes.
Yep, 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 yep. And don't for any second think that you deal with it once and it's done. Because yeah, no, that's not how it works.
No, you deal with it and then you go to the next layer and the next layer. And it's like this tunnel up that you
All
will
right.
see at each level of success does come and it shows you again. Yes.
You are, exactly. So, okay, if you want like some practical tips on like how to approach this, So, as we said before, defining what that support looks like, feels like, sounds like for you. Okay. Being able to have that conversation with your partner, understanding whether this is validation or support you're really looking for. If it's validation, starting to do that inner work. Okay. Making your plans. And I'll tell you something, there's nothing to convince a partner that you're serious, like you doing the things. Like, stop talking. I think that's important too. I remember when I stopped talking about things, I started doing things. It was a transformation, not just for me, because now I was doing the things and proving to myself that I could and feeling better about it. And then, motivation to do more and more and more. And then my husband started to notice, like, oh, this wasn't just some random talk. And you know one thing too, when you bring in those first couple of clients and you got some cash coming in,
Yeah.
that's another layer. And don't underestimate it. Don't feel like, oh, it shouldn't be about that. I shouldn't have to prove anything. You want to prove it to yourself, don't you?
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
yes, you do. And here's a great analogy as well, right? It's like if you're so okay, imagine you've just come home and you've told your husband, listen, or partner, or boyfriend, or girlfriend, um, I'm quitting my full-time job. I'm starting this business. I'm going to hire all of these, whether it's coaches or OBMs, and all this money I'm going to spend to pursue this career. This is all stuff that we are familiar with. What if our partner came home one day and said, yeah, I'm 5'6", but I decided I'm going to join the NBA and I'm going to be a professional basketball player. And I am just quitting my job and I'm hiring, a coach who costs like, our entire year's income. And it's going to be great. You'll be like, what train ride to hell did I just get on?
First off, I like how you said that because I think we don't put ourselves in their shoes.
No, we don't.
So we're quick for judgment, quick for all of these things, but switch roles.
Switch roles just a little bit, just a little bit. All right. So, okay. And that's another step, right? Switch the role. So you can kind of change your perspective, get to some level of empathy for where they might be coming from. You're demanding empathy, you're demanding it. Just give a little bit, right? Okay. Also, imagine what are the biggest objections your partner has, right? Usually it's a time objection, a money objection. Sometimes it's also their own insecurities that cause them to raise the objections. Now, you can't actually control that part because that is same way your need for validation is about you. If they have insecurities around you starting a business, that's about them. You can't control that. Time and money, however, tend to be the two biggest ones, right? Now, think about it as well in terms of time.
Mhm.
Those of you who are listening to this, I doubt you're like just thinking about starting a business. You've probably started some part of the process, right? And
Mhm, mhm.
it's a freaking time suck, like like nothing else. So, you thought kids are a time suck? And the thing is, what do we probably sacrifice when we start a business? Because we're not sacrificing the kids' meals and their routines. No, what we're sacrificing is probably our own sleep. We're sacrificing the time we spent maybe on our hobbies that we used to enjoy and relax with. We're also sacrificing time with our spouse or partner, right? I mean, I know in my case, it was like really, really late bedtimes. I mean, to the point where I would get to the stage I might go like, like say 7 to 10 days of just like hardly any sleep. And then I'll totally crash out some mornings. Like there was no way you could get me out of bed to get up and get the kids ready for school, and that was driving my husband crazy. Not because, oh, I was crashing out, but because he's like watching me burning the candles at both ends. And it's like, you are going to get yourself sick. But it's how it's expressed, right? I mean, it's not like, honey, I'm worried about you. No, 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 no. It's like it's getting late and you're up again and you're on the computer still. And so again, I said in retrospect, these things, I understand where it was coming from, but at that point, somebody telling me about, oh, it's late. Yeah, I know it's late. Oh, the lights are on. Yeah, I know the lights are on. You're keeping me up. Well, okay, fine, fair enough. I'm keeping you up too. It's, you know, your partner is experiencing these things with you from a different perspective. You're also no longer spending fun time with them the way you used to. And if you haven't had any kind of conversation with them about starting this business, this is totally blindsiding them. That the you they were used to and the time they had with you is drying up. And they had no preparation, no warning. So yes, they are going to be resentful. In any healthy relationship, people actually want to spend time together. So
Yeah.
if, yeah. So if you've removed a big chunk of that time that you spend together having fun, it's going to cause turmoil in your relationship. And for you, it's going to feel like lack of support. All right. So that is something to evaluate. How can you control your time better? I'm not your time and management guru. There are lots of those online already. So,
But you know what? It's important to understand, like when you are doing this, what routines you were both used to have now drastically changed. And you had a balance, and now that balance is gone. So there is a period of adjusting to a new balance. And it's not about how can I fit you in? It's about what can we do to have better quality time when we do have it together.
exactly, exactly that. What can we do to make sure our quality time is actually quality time and time for us to connect? And if nothing else, it gets you to be very focused, right? You get to focus on business activities and business time, family activities and family time, and partner activities and partner time. And notice I separated partner from family because dinner as a family is not time with your partner.
No.
It's not. Still, stop. Don't fool yourself about that.
No, it's about the cohesive of the whole instead of. So you
Exactly.
still, that's still that need to have that quiet time, that private time, that connection time.
Exactly. Exactly. If it's possible, I recommend, making sure you go to bed at the same time on a regular basis. I know it's not always possible. And when you have small kids, it's even more difficult if people are working shifts, if you know your lifestyle, right? I mean, if you're coming from a shift type of lifestyle, you're used to not having shared bedtimes. But if you used to have a shared bedtime and suddenly you're not, that's going to impact your relationship. Okay. So if you're missing those, see how you can bring it back. And actually, yes, you do have to bring it back because shared bedtime is also time to unwind together. It's time to relax together. It's an emotional connection that then, yes, very often does lead to that physical connection that maybe you're having less of because of the time that you're spending on your business. And so time is something to consider when your partner is kind of, showing lack of support for the relationship. And then, of course, money.
Mm.
All right, let's be real. What are your family goals? What are your financial goals? Are you putting yourself into debt? Are you putting your family into debt while building your business?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it that you're putting your family under more financial strain because you want to cut down your working hours? You know, be realistic about it. Okay, no, I hate that. Like, why do you mean be realistic? I have dreams, I have aspirations. Okay, yes. Baby steps, though, baby steps. You got bills to pay, right? You have mouths to feed, most likely. You want to make sure those needs are met because if you have no shelter and you have no food, you don't have that capacity to think about how to grow and scale your business.
No,
So,
no.
exactly. All right. Nobody likes talking. Well, unless you're an accountant. My husband is an accountant who also was an economics major. It's like say the worst thing is to talk money with him. It's like it's painful. And especially if you're like me, you don't even like math. So,
That's funny.
but the reality is you started a life together. So these financial decisions impact both of you. So have that conversation about how can we fund this business?
Yeah.
And be serious about this. You have to start generating income from your business to keep your business sustainable.
Hmm.
So that plan on, you know, figuring out what are the non-negotiable expenses for your business. And maybe talking to your partner to see where that financing can come from.
Hmm.
How is it possible? You know, I'm not saying these are easy conversations. I'm not saying that they're easy solutions, but they are necessary if you want to maintain the health of your relationship while focusing on building your business.
Yeah. You've brought up so many good pieces here. Um, and I think that's a big thing is really people sitting down and saying, yes, I know we had this dream. I know we were going to do this. However, I've been getting these things and I want to try these things. And it's I think you said it previously about it's not all about the me,
Yeah.
it's about having those conversations and doing those things in a way that benefits everybody and in a way that you can have these desires met. You can absolutely have these desires met. There might be a little bit of compromise, there can be. And I really, you just, again, so many good tidbits in here.
We'll have to grab some clips from it afterwards too. But yeah, you know, focus on the definition of support, separates it from validation. Look at the barriers to support. You know, is it the time commitment? Is it the money commitment? And the last one that we can't really do because this is all about your partner is do they have some insecurities that are causing them to hold back their support? And
Mm.
that's them to work out. And you are not their therapist to go and diagnose it. This is where we get into that other conversation, Tricia, the one about are you a personal development snob?
Yes. Hmm. That's a whole other one. Yes, yes.
But yes, if it is you feel like, you know, they also have their own journey to go on to get to a level where they can recognize where you are and what you're doing, that's their decision, their journey. You can't force it on them. Best way to get them on board with you is that you are serious about what you are doing. You're putting your head down, you're getting it done. And the best defense is always a good offense. So listen, I don't know any spouse who's going to complain when you start bringing home the paychecks from your business. Come on, let's be real. Like
Mhm.
98% of all objections will dry up because it's like, okay, fine. There is a payoff to this. All
Yeah.
right. So unfortunately, yeah, we got to go through the hard times of building
Mhm.
and sacrificing first. But
Yeah.
it's our own growth on at going on there too.
Yes. And on that note, I would love for you to share where people can reach out to you, learn more about you.
Well, right here on Facebook is perfectly fine. Send me a message, send me a friend request, or check out my Instagram link and join me there. That's where
All
I
right,
am.
everybody. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them below. I will definitely come check them out, respond. And we will also leave details as to where you can reach out to Kim. And I hope everybody has a fabulous rest of your Wednesday. And Kim, as always, it's a pleasure and thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.